hitting the button. All right, we're live. Here we go. There we go. That was perfect. That was perfect. I got it. I got that running just perfect. So
yeah, you did.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Welcome to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike, and that's our new intro, courtesy of Jimmy James of the Early Watch, or the New Watch, I guess he's calling it now. So check that out. Sean Ponery edited that for me, so that was cool of him. Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
And I got Sean in. Yeah, I got Sean in here tonight, and I've got Scott. More people may show up. It all depends on whether or not George took his meds and took his nap early this afternoon or not. You know how George is. But aside from that, we got a couple topics to talk about. We got a couple things to go over, and we're still going to go over that picture, Sean, just because of how ridiculous it is.
It was cool. I liked it. Yeah. I thought it was awesome.
What you know what, Sean? Let's get into it first, because apparently Anchorage is the Battle of Anchorage is approaching.
Nice.
The Battle of Anchorage is approaching.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the dam thing?
Yes, we're getting into that first.
Oh, I found out what it actually was, but we can go ahead and ham it up if you want.
Well, the Battle of Anchorage is approaching, and apparently we have eyewitness reports that there were Roman legionnaires running around Hoover Dam. And if you don't know where the reference is, it's a Fallout reference.
Yeah, the NCR was not available for comment. It wasn't Anchorage, dude. It was the battle for Vegas.
No, it was the battle for Hoover Dam, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But But yeah, we're making a Fallout New Vegas joke, but apparently there was an explosion at Hoover Dam today, and what was it? One of the turbines blew up or something?
Generator or transformer blew, but
transformer blew.
Impressive.
It was it was an impressive explosion. Someone caught it. Let's see if I can screen share this right here.
The video, yeah.
For
those of you who aren't aware, Hoover Dam is actually kind of in a critical state because the Colorado River is running incredibly low this year. And there's a really good photo. If you guys know Jiu-Jitsu 2000, he did a video on this because he doesn't live too far from it. But he actually walked up to the intake towers. There's a really good picture on Fox News of the intake towers today. The water level is so low that the intake towers can't draw the water into the generators. It dropped like 80 feet.
The water level
80.
The water level is also so low that the runoff doesn't run off anymore.
Yeah, it's actually several feet below the spillway for the overflow.
Yeah.
So not only are they dealing with water shortages, they're deeling with like rolling brownouts. They're dealing with
as someone who's from that area, the Arizona area. Okay, because remember, the Hoover Dam has an Arizona side and it's got a Nevada side. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm from Arizona, and from everything my family, who's still in the Phoenix area, has told me, is that all the lakes, all the rivers, everything has gone to critical levels because of the extreme drought that is going on out there.
Well, the thing that's really kind of
California
blowing.
diverting all the water.
Yeah,
No,
diverting
because
it to
it comes from the
California.
Colorado. It comes from the Colorado River. But I mean, the thing is you look at this and then you hear about these rolling brownouts, and you hear about how California draws from the hydroelectric plant, and you kind of wonder, how's that new Green New Deal working for you, idiots?
Yeah.
Cutting the power generation from your coal and natural gas power plants, and your nuclear reactors are being shut down. How's that working out for you?
It's not really, is it?
No, they did that shit here. There was a group called ERCOT, and they did that shit here, and 6 people died because they froze to death because of the rolling brownouts. Because the Green New Deal was supposed to save us all.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I saw, what was it, a week ago, that a World War II landing craft was exposed.
Yeah,
The water was so low. Yeah.
Yeah,
I asked a friend who actually dives Lake Mead, and I jokingly asked him, I said, how much longer will it take before the B-29's vertical stabilizer, vertical stabilizer, the tail, how long before that sticks out of the water? He said, it's about 20 to 25 feet away from that.
Yeah.
That thing used to sit 90 feet under the surface.
Yeah. From what I heard, it was like 90 or 100 feet under the surface.
And it's only 20 feet away from it. He says you can actually see it now from a boat. If you go above it on a real clear day, you can see it now from the surface.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Send me pictures.
Yeah.
So we need some airbags, and we need what did they call that group? The boomers?
The boomers, yeah.
We need them. We need those airbags. And we need a really good mechanic who still remembers how to work on a double WASP major.
Well, Sean, I'm
sure we can borrow somebody from the Confederate Air Force.
we also need some World War II flight jackets.
I got you covered there. We're good. We're good there.
All right. So, but yeah, let me see if I can get the video here. I'm not monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You do realize that if we do steal that and restore it, we're going to call it the Ebola gay, right? It's going to have a picture of Fauci bent over with a giant boot up his ass.
That's the perfect nose art for it.
I was going to say, how's that for a nose art?
I don't know. I was hoping we were going to call it the monkeypox.
Ooh, the Fauci ouchie.
No, it's got to be Ebola gay.
Okay. All right. Right here. Tell me if that's showing up for everybody.
Yep. Yeah, it's up. There's a little bit of delay for the
viewer. Yes, but I was making sure it shows up for everybody else out there first. Yeah.
Well, you're actually showing your analytics.
Yeah, I'm showing the wrong thing. I know.
There you go.
All right. There.
Oh, I didn't have the audio going.
No, I didn't have the audio.
Something exploded down there.
Yeah, something exploded down there. How about that? How do I turn this off? There.
And you can't even see the machine gun nests they built either.
No, you can't.
Well, sorry. We all had Indian food the night before. Everyone rushed to the bathroom at once.
So, well, it worked on the YouTube side, so that's all that matters. So.
No, I can see it. It's fine.
Yeah. So that honestly, it sucks that there was an explosion there, and it sucks that the water is low. But what can we do about it? Honestly,
cloud seed,
nuke Canada.
Well, what the Midwest right now is experiencing is the exact opposite of a bomb cyclone. Like this dome of high pressure that's actually over the Midwest. It is huge. It's like the size of Alaska.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we just go and take some chunks of ice off of Antarctica and just bring it and drop it right in the Colorado?
Well, supposedly a giant piece of it calved off anyway, so I mean, it would just be a matter of towing it over, right?
Right.
Put a rope around it and tow it.
Yeah.
See, guys like me would sit there and keep chipping off pieces of it for our martinis, so there wouldn't be much left by the time it got to.
No,
come on. We know it would be ice chunks for your bourbon.
So
yeah.
So,
indeed.
So there's that's going on. What else was on the list? Do we really want to talk about it? I really don't want to talk about it, but I think we have to.
The squad getting arrested.
Did they get arrested?
Yes.
Yeah, Ilan Omar got arrested. AOC
AOC.
got arrested. Then she faked like she was handcuffed or some BS.
And then stuck her arm up in protest.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is these people are unhinged. They're ridiculous, and in the case of
Need to be
one
removed
of
from
them,
office.
one of them is guilty of incest. So that's
Yeah.
got to be like a deportable offense, right?
Lying on their immigration status, it is.
Omar Ilhan, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, maybe not, because I mean, we can't even get the son of a president had lied on a 4473 arrested. So I mean, what hope do we have for a brother fucker?
Where there's literally video.
What
of
I'd
him
like to
weighing
know
crack.
is, I'd like to know how you get arrested but can still stay a standing senator.
Well,
That's a good
civil
question.
disobedience is one thing, but I mean, she slept with her brother.
No. It doesn't matter what the crime is. The fact is, how can you be a felon?
No. What she did is not a felony.
Well,
It's a misdemeanor.
Yes and no.
it's still
No.
a
What
crime.
she did is
If they go and protest outside their houses, that's a felony.
Well, they did it in front of where? The Supreme Court, right? They're the building near the Supreme Court.
Yeah. All right. So
I just want to hear Geraldo Rivera just try to defend that behavior, though. I don't think he can.
No, he'll probably take his shirt off and start posting for him, though.
all right. So who we got out there on the YouTube chat? We've got Flying Rich, Kingpin, DJ Plain Ice, Mystic Guns is out there. Who else? John Brown Productions is out there. Sam of Anarchy 92. John Z's out there. He's now known as New Jersey Outcast. Shady Hill Homestead's out there. Mr. FNH. Echo's out there from Echo's Reloading Chamber. Krabby Turtle's out there. Coop out there from C&T Design Arms out there. Patriot in the Dark. Apparently he found the chat.
Lady Coonan.
But hey, if John Z moves back to New York, now he's actually going to have decent gun laws.
Wow, Scott.
You lost your leverage. You left too soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Vanessa Kitty's out there. Richard Monders out there. My buddy Richard. How you doing, Richard? We got Carolina EDC out there saying "Que pasa ese." We got Travis T out there, and that's it for now. We may get more stragglers in, but until then, we'll continue carrying on like we'd always do. So, do we want to talk about the elephant in the room, or do we not?
George Soros cutting $1 million check to the fake Mexican real pendejo.
Well, no, that's not any real news. That everybody knows.
The Mexican president interfering in a U.S. election.
Well, we can get into that if you want to.
I'm just wondering where you're going with this, because we didn't have anything lined up for topics. You brought that up, and we're just dropping things now. You're like, no, not. Where'd you get that?
Yeah, I'm legitimately surprised. Where'd you guys get that? But yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but apparently there's an assault weapons ban going through the House right now, and well, you know how it is with the Democrats. If they're in charge, they get their way.
Wait, is there?
Yeah.
I know JB Pritzker is putting up some bullshit.
No. This is a federal. This is like 94 all over.
This is 94 all over again.
Who proposed this one?
And they think they're going to get this one through before the midterms. And I really hope that they're scared of the midterms. They're scared of losing their power, because I do not see a lot of Democrats getting reelected, or even Republicans get a couple Republicans getting reelected in the midterms.
Yeah,
because people are pissed off. I mean, just look at gas prices. You mentioned the word gasoline or diesel to somebody, and that sets someone off these days.
Ooh, yeah, it does.
I mean, Scott, weren't we having a conversation about things the other day, and then we mentioned gas prices, and you went off the handle?
Well, I kind of work in the industry, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that, but I'm just using it as an example. It's gotten ridiculous to the point where the people that need to use it every day for work, it's gotten ridiculous. Super ridiculous. So
the only good thing is the assault weapons ban in the House. Every Democrat is basically voting for it, but there's not a single Republican signed on to it.
I can't find it.
But the problem is how
I
many
don't
Democrats.
doubt that it's not there.
How many red state Democrats are there? There's more than a few. That if they're smart, they're going to be worried about their asses getting reelected.
If you want to talk about the midterms and the impact of the midterms and those that are running for reelection, is Susan Collins up for reelection this year?
I don't know, but she needs to be removed from office because she's a traitor.
If she somehow maintains her job, then we have failed as supporters of a party of the lesser of two evils. I'm not going to say supporters of the Republican Party, supporters of the party of the lesser of two evils. So people like her should not be in office because they obviously don't have your best interests in mind. And if you are in the state of Maine, you should be blowing up her phone saying, "What the hell are you doing, you rhino piece of shit?"
Yeah, nope, definitely.
And you should be blowing up Manchin's phone and Cinema's phone.
Oh, no. Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema is actually sort of bucking the trend. They're constantly under attack by their own party.
That's why you should be calling them and supporting them and telling them they're doing the right damn thing by blocking that crap.
I blew up one Tulsi Gabbard's DMs shortly after the primaries, admittedly, and I was like, I was trying to keep my flattery aside, but I was like, you should really. I said, you should really leave the party that's obviously left you out to dry.
Yeah.
And what did she do? She's now just a commentator, and she's not actually holding public office because she doesn't support that party anymore.
Sean, it's the bill that Representative Cicilline,
New Yorker guy.
Yeah. Cicilline go for. Apparently right now it's got like either 208 or 216 supporters.
Last I heard it was 212.
212, yeah, 212. But that's shy of the amount they need to pass it. But the problem right now is it's in the Judiciary Committee in the House at the moment.
Oh Jesus! Do you know who runs that?
Mm-hmm.
The Penguin.
Penguin.
Does the Penguin still run it?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Wait, no.
Penguin.
No. This is the House Judiciary Committee, not the Senate.
Oh,
I thought the Penguin was the House one.
No, the Penguin's the Senate one.
No. Dick Durbin is the Senate one. He's a senator.
I thought Jerry Nadler was a senator.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
From your mouth to God's ears. Hang on. Now I'm not sure. No, he's House.
No, you're right. Honestly, there's too many of these guys. Honestly,
too many of them that need to be voted out. Yes.
Mm-hmm, yeah, definitely. But yeah, Penguin. They instituted a assault weapons ban.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got enough support in the House to get it through. Unfortunately, the senators have also introduced one, but again, I honestly don't think we gave them the Republican side. And that's what I say we, because I'm still technically a Republican, even if I am a Goldwater Republican. But anyways, they gave them that whole gun control package, but apparently it wasn't enough to satiate their hunger and their lust.
Because nothing is. That's the problem.
I have a question. Why is it like? How come no one?
Yes, Travis T. Thank you. HR 1808. That's the one.
Wait, actually, let me rephrase that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why hasn't Lauren Boebert stood up and called these people out? Why hasn't she said?
She has. Oh, she has. Well, she has
on the floor of the Judiciary Committee by saying, "Wait,
she's not on the Judiciary Committee. I don't
She's
think.
not.
Okay, so she has to do this publicly outside of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But basically, the question is,
and she has.
You're the head of the House Judiciary Committee, Penguin. in a state with the strictest gun laws in the books. We also have J.B. Pritzker in Illinois, who has a state with some of the strictest gun control laws in the books and one of the biggest murder capitals in the country. And then you have some asshole like the nephew of Nancy Pelosi. I'm not going to even say his name.
Newsom.
Also, in one of the strictest gun control states in the country, what makes them think anything they suggest is going to work? Because they represent states where it doesn't.
You forgot to mention that in those states where the strictest gun control is in the country, that crime is rampant.
The worst too.
Crime is rampant.
No one has actually just thrown that pointed question at them against the wall and just said, you're from 3 of the worst gun control states in the country with the highest crime rates in the country. Why does anything you suggest even remotely considerable, considering that you can't even get your own state under control? Why would anybody listen to you? Better still, why don't you just hold them all account at the same time and say, you've had 88 years of gun control, starting with the Gun Control Act in 1934. You've had 88 years of stifling infringement after infringement after infringement.
Exactly.
And it has never worked. Why don't you try it our way for a change? You've been trying to take for 88 years. It doesn't work. Give us 10 years of 50-state constitutional carry with no NFA, with no GCA, with no stupid tax stamps, with no stupid ATF. Let an armed society be a peaceful one and a polite one for 10 years. We gave you 10 years in 94 and an assault weapons ban that obviously didn't fucking work either. Why don't you give us 10 years of 50-state constitutional carry and no NFA? Why don't we just see what happens in 10 years? What's the worst that could possibly happen? You get proven wrong and no one ever votes Democrat ever again. Oh, be still my beating heart.
They'll never give us that because
they're scared to death. It's never about public safety with those people.
It's not. No, it's not about public safety. It's not about control. It's not about combating crime. It's
just
not
control.
It's not even about, as I said, it's not even about, saving the children as they cry on and on all the damn time. As Sean just said it, it's only about control. They have to have it. Nobody else can have control but the Democratic Party. And I'm sorry to go on about politics on this, and I apologize if that's not what you all wanted to hear out there tonight. But I'm getting tired of them harping, and nobody's out there calling them out on their calling them out. Listen,
they are. They're just not getting the coverage.
Every bill that they're putting out there that takes your right, my right, anyone's constitutional right away is them actively violating their oath of office. But we haven't held anybody accountable for violating the oath of office since the 1800s.
Well,
we need to start
from 1933. See, the problem is
who was the president in the 1930s? By the way,
the Democrat.
FDR.
Shocker.
FDR.
But the problem is the NRA negotiated your rights away in 34. Not him.
Well, Honda, nobody cares what you want to hear tonight.
That's not what I want to hear tonight. What is it? Okay, wait. Maybe I can give him something positive.
Then talk about a UFO or a gay frog or something for him.
No. It could still be gun related, but be on a positive note. So I believe it was the police chief of Greenwood, Indiana. Right? That's the city, Greenwood. Anyway, basically he went on the record of saying that what happened the other day at the Greenwood Park Mall proves the legitimacy of permitless carry in his state.
Yeah.
Like, how's that for going against the narrative? He was just like, nope, seconds count. Police are minutes away. That guy's a hero.
Yeah.
Now, I want to raise a very important issue with that.
Go for it.
Because I've been answering stories about this for 2 days now. And there's a thing that nobody seems to be talking about. It's really annoying because Scott mentioned this to me this morning. that Garand Thumb is looking for the guy who stopped the shooter. He wants to interview him. And I don't have a problem with the fact of giving this guy his 15 minutes. But did anybody stop and ask him how he's doing? Like mentally after that situation? Because you have to remember, most of us carry a firearm not because we're trying to carry a sword around and showing it off. It's not a dick measuring contest. We carry it around because it's a shield. I mean, Smith & Wesson thought it was so important to push that narrative that they actually called their carry pistol the shield. Rightly so. It's an insurance policy. It's something that you carry, which is a great responsibility, but it's an insurance policy nonetheless. I have it and I hope I never have to use it. But if I have to, it's always there, just like car insurance, just like life insurance, just like medical insurance. What a lot of people aren't focusing on is 3 people died, which is tragic. The shooter was put down, which is awesome. But there's more than 4 victims.
Too.
There's more than 4 victims here. So not only do the families of the 3 people and their relatives and their friends are all victims in this, the guy who's dead has family. He was somebody's son. He was somebody's brother or whatever. They're victims in this. And most of all, the guy who put him down, he's a victim in all this. Because we can all talk big about how we're going to put some asshole down when the moment, when it matters. But what's going to happen when you actually do it? How are you going to process that? Are you going to sleep like a dead body that night, or is it going to be in your head that you just took someone's life? How's that guy feeling right now? Right? I mean, he can put on a strong face on the camera and sit there and go, "Well, I just did what I thought was right." And everyone's like, "Oh, you're a hero," and all this. And when all the lights and the cameras go out at the end of the day, he's sitting there, 3:31 in the morning, laying in bed, going, "Oh my God, I killed somebody."
Yep.
That.
Or on the flip side of that is he could be saying, "I saved how many lives?"
Right. I'm agreeing with you, but that person has become a victim himself. Some people can take it and move on, right? They can handle it. Some people can't. We don't know what this guy's mental state is going to be 2 or 3 days from now. This could really bother him. And yet everyone's just busy calling him a hero. But on a positive note, the shooter got put down. That's what we focus on. We focus on the fact that constitutional carry has just proven itself.
Right.
And our detractors keep telling us, "Oh, great. So you're going to have to desperately build up that 3% statistic so you can push your narrative that good guys with guns are actually a benefit." And it's like, we don't have to do that, because look at any shooting where people were screaming about the cops took an hour to get there. Like, who was going to save them there? Or better yet, how about people in states where they can't carry legally and protect themselves? And how they were like, "I was pinned down, hopeless, vulnerable because of your stupid laws and your useless law enforcement in this city because you defunded them." Like, you're never going to hear that on the news, are you? They're not going to allow that on the news, are they?
No, they're not.
You're going to have fat fucking cows like Joy Behar scream about how this would have never happened if neither one of them had guns. And it's like,
Well,
I'm sorry. Are you just going to close your eyes, put your arms across your chest, and blink like Barbara Eden, and all of a sudden guns and the knowledge of them throughout human history are just going to instantly disappear? Get real.
Well, I love how they're going after the guy who stopped the shooting for carrying a gun in a posted no gun zone, which actually he didn't break a law because those are only suggestions.
Well, either way.
They don't. The signs that are posted, "No firearms allowed at that mall," do not carry the weight of law.
Mandates. Correct. And the worst thing that they can do,
they're not like Texas with the 30.06 signs.
Correct.
Or South Carolina.
The worst they can do is ask him to leave.
Yeah. And if you don't, then you get misdemeanor trespass at the most.
Yeah.
But you notice how they're going after him for that. Because
they're not going to, none of
it's they're doing it to prove to
muddy the waters.
Conform to their narrative that you're better off disarmed and let the police handle it, even though the police aren't there to do anything but clean up after you're dead.
Right. They don't stop crime.
They show up to write a report.
They don't stop crime.
Because the media, the left, the Democratic side, they want you as a statistic so they can further their agenda of control instead of, I don't know, keep you alive and happy.
Right, but see, the thing is somebody needs to sit down in front of. Let's see. I have to pick a young Democrat because honestly, nobody gives a shit about Nancy Pelosi anymore. She's like one stroke or one broken hip away from becoming.
I'll pick one out for you. How about
She's
Cory
one-
Booker?
She's
Who?
one drunk fall.
Cory Booker.
Oh no,
No.
Still too
he
old.
drank the Kool-Aid.
No, I'm gonna pick a really odd one. I'm gonna pick a really.
Okay.
Somebody needs to sit in front of AOC and
Oh,
say, listen, what's it going to take for you to realize that you right now, AOC, you could propose and have the entire weight of the entire Congress in both houses support you. And you can pass 1 million new gun laws, you alone. And you would become like the bastion for gun control and human safety, right? And everyone in the news in your liberal agenda and your liberally controlled news cycles would support you and praise you and try to put you on the cover of Time magazine, right? What's it going to take before you realize that a criminal doesn't care how many laws you pass because it's just one more they're going to ignore? See, we've already made murder illegal, sweetheart. That's already illegal, and yet people do it anyway.
I would go with pointing out the fact that, yeah, they could put you on the cover of Time magazine, but they also put Hitler on the cover of Time magazine too.
Well, yeah, but the point is you can pass 1 million new laws, and it's literally just 1 million more that they're going to ignore. You can't stop evil. You can't preempt it because you never know when it's going to strike. With a Y.
With a Y. That's right.
But I mean, the point is like, once you can get a liberal to understand that they can pass 1 million new laws, but it's irrelevant. All they are is 1 million more hoops for the rest of us to have to jump through.
That's what they want, though.
For nothing. You see, these are the type of people who are trying to tell the sheep that if you want to be safe from wolves, you have to pull your own teeth. Do you know how stupid that is? Think about that. You're the sheep, there are wolves, and the only thing you have to defend yourself are teeth. And they're trying to tell you that you can't have teeth because you'll be safer without them. That is what they're doing to us, or trying to. It's pointless, but...
Yeah.
Cori Bush, I think is her name. You know, she's still defiantly defending the fact that she's trying to disarm people and defund police, and yet she has one of the biggest security details in Congress.
Yeah, what was it?
Why is that?
$433,000 she spent last year alone?
Yeah, that's another thing. Why is it that the major anti-gunners have huge security details, and why do they have arms if they're trying to get rid of everybody from having guns?
I don't know, man. You know, I challenged Tony York, early watch, new watch podcast.
Yep.
I challenged him because he contacts Dick Durbin on the regular. And the shocking thing is Dick Durbin actually responds to him. Not rudely, not condescendingly. He actually responds to him. So Tony's like, look, I don't agree with the guy's politics, but I respect the man because he answers me. So it's like, okay, well, let me throw up a challenge for you then. I just brain farted, by the way. Sorry.
No. Okay, well, let me ask you this, okay? And it's weird. You know, you've got all these Democrats.
Hang on. Before I forget again. Sorry, I just remembered. Right. I told Tony to challenge Dick Durbin to this. Say, look, if you want to pass gun control in this country, nationwide, lead by example, and have everyone in Congress forfeit their security detail. Have the President of the United States forfeit the Secret Service. If you do that, if you take away all the guns and all your security details and all of law enforcement, then maybe you have a leg to stand on. But until you do that, we're not listening to you.
Right. No, absolutely. You know, it's like, you know, if you look at every Democrat or just everyone who's trying to take guns away from the average citizen, you know, the person that does nothing wrong.
Right. Us.
Yeah, us generally. If you look, not a single one of them is without a huge security detail, and those people are armed. Yeah. But again,
And they
you
get
see
the giggle switch guns too.
and obviously, but you don't see them getting rid of that. You see them calling for gun control, but not giving up their security detail. Also, you see them actively, shouting out against, the wall and borders, but they have some of the largest and highest fences, in their cities.
They got it around the Capitol.
Yeah, they put
The Capitol,
fences around the
looks
Capitol.
like a FEMA camp right now with all these stupid
And
fences.
you notice that they are arming up branches of government that are not law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
The ATF, for instance.
Well, that's one example.
Well, here's the thing.
The IRS does not need a SWAT team.
Well, actually, believe it or not, the IRS has always had
do.
the IRS has always had their own style SWAT
but
team.
the IRS is not law enforcement.
Not particularly. They used to be part of law enforcement, though.
Well, yeah, when they were taking down Al Capone for bullshit.
Right. At that point, yes. But
so it's agenda enforcement, not law enforcement.
But every governmental agency has its own style, own SWAT team for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they do, unfortunately.
I need to answer something that Travis T just said in the chat, which obviously there's a little bit of a
even
delay.
The Fish and Wildlife Service has its own SWAT team.
Well, yeah, you never know when you're going to get hit by a freaking group of bears that are
All right,
armed.
hold up. All right, we got a super chat from Daniel. Says, I blamed you. For anybody that doesn't know, Daniel bought a ridiculous CNC machine the other day, and instead of taking the blame from his wife by saying he bought it because he was drunk, he blamed it on divine intervention. And when he says that, he means he blamed me.
Divine with a Y?
Divine with a Y.
Wait, he bought a CNC machine?
Yeah, he bought this ridiculous one. He posted it on my Discord.
I'm gonna send you a set of 1875 Outlaw grips, and I need you to CNC me a set of aluminum grips.
He might do it.
Anyway,
email him.
Travis T said that we should ask them what makes their lives more valuable than ours. Now, that's a simple question with a very complicated answer.
Their answer is because I was elected.
No. What I can tell you is these are the same type of people who will tell you, I'm not a biologist, but that qualifies you to be a Supreme Court justice. Think about how warped our society is. They just made a man the female athlete of the year in swimming. Think about that. Think about the fact that you're not a biologist. You are a woman. I see titties on you. And yet you say, I'm not a biologist. I can't tell you what a woman is. And yet you still became a Supreme Court justice. How does that work?
Yeah.
She didn't answer a single question during her confirmation. She dodged everything with conjecture, and she got through.
Democrats hold a majority, and they forced it through.
And whose fault is that?
Ours.
Even though I'm pretty sure not a single one of us in this panel voted for a Democrat.
The three people in this panel got off their ass.
None of us did.
Yeah.
No, but the three people in this panel got off their ass, got off the couch, and did their civic duty.
Yeah.
Can all of you say the same thing? If you did, good. Now the next question is, did you encourage someone else to do so? Because it's that important. And now I know it's hard to do that without sounding like one of those idiots that stand out in front of the courthouse telling you who you should and shouldn't vote for. But if it's very important to you, we're less than 140 days away from the midterms. If you know somebody who is a registered voter and you know that they're not actively participating, especially because they give you some bullshit excuse that midterms aren't important, that's the kind of person you need to remind how important this one is. You have to remind them at the fact that we have a vice president who is a fucking ghost until there's a shooting. And then all of a sudden she's in front of cameras demanding gun control. And yet she's been the border czar for 17 months and hasn't done a fucking thing about it. She's going to try to save your children while giving women the right to murder theirs and come across the border in a fucking conga line?
That's because there's nobody on the border that she gets to use her knee pads for.
Ooh.
No, you see, I think she would. I think she would sit. She would be the welcome wagon. She'd have a bottle. She would have a bottle of Gatorade, a stick of chapstick, and the world's thickest knee pads, and just conga line them in one at a time. Oh, that's her shade of lipstick on that guy's crotch. Let her through. Let him through. Wait, that was a woman,
Her
sir.
seal of
We're not a,
approval.
yeah, and they're like, wait a minute, that's a woman, sir. I'm not a biologist. Let him through. That one could have won a swim meet. We don't know. Let him through. But it's a woman, sir. I told you I'm not a biologist. Quit asking me, Jenkins.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No. It's exactly right. It's exactly right. It's just, so I do have something funny to jump in here because we've been going on this for a little while, and I feel the need for a little comedy. All right.
Go on.
See if I got it. It's there we go. Let's see if this works. Window. There we go. We got the latest testifiers for the January 6th hearing. They said they heard it on the grapevine.
Which is funny because in a court of law that would be considered hearsay.
Now, why
Yeah.
do you got Maxine Waters' relatives up there?
No, that's the California Raisins, man.
Have you never seen the meme with her singing along with them? She's got their face.
No,
Yes,
I've
she
never seen
does.
that.
She looks just like one of the California Raisins. Come on.
So, but anyways, I just figured I'd throw that out there because I thought that was funny. So
Daniel says he's going to put a limit on his card so he can't make $50,000 drunk purchases again.
Should have just bought a ghost gunner.
Well, it's a good thing that the 1-ton truck I'm trying to buy is only $48,000. Daniel, buddy. Anyway.
No, I've tried that, Sean. It doesn't work.
No, you're gonna need some thick knee pads.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
He blames stuff, and he says I'm defying. I'm divine intervention and whatnot. But when it comes to offerings, I get nothing.
Jesus Christ, the Church of Strike.
Funny thing is, a 5-year-old can accurately describe the difference between a man and a woman.
Ooh.
Oh, is this that? Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying for years.
But it's not the Tuma.
It's not the tumor. No, it's not. It's not.
Well, with him, you're not sure because all the steroids kind of cause a little shrinkage.
Ooh. Don't like the shrinkage.
Oh, I'm not a urologist either, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Not a urologist. There you go.
But I do identify as a TAC helicopter.
Yeah. Daniel's saying, I don't get that drunk. Yeah.
No, there's a difference between buzzed and drunk.
Yeah. Well, Sean, it looks like you're not gonna get that one through.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't
All
get
right.
drunk.
What?
I don't get drunk.
No, we're talking. Daniel said that
Oh.
about
you
the
see-
truck.
DJ's,
I turned into like Adolf Hitler on stage, commanding 1 billion people when I get drunk. If I get drunk, I don't get drunk though.
Okay, well, here's an interesting one.
Go on.
I saw this on Instagram. Somebody took this from Reddit, but let's see. Yeah, there it is. But if you had to choose one of these, which one would you choose?
Get my phone. Hang on.
It's
I choose
the choices are A, the 1911, B, the
The Beretta.
M9, or C, the SIG. I think
The
that's a
Beretta.
226.
let's see.
Ooh, you know what? Can I change my answer to the 1911? See, because the fact of the matter is the 1911 it won 2 world wars. The Beretta M9 was put in a time where the world forgot how to win a war, and the P226 was never in one. So
Oh no, that's where you're wrong. The P226.
they didn't. If they were in a war, they didn't win it.
No. The P226 broke down that wall.
The P226 was the exclusive sidearm of U.S. Navy SEALs for like 10 or 15 years.
And it was all
10 or 15 years we forgot how to win a war.
It was also
True,
over,
but it does have probably a big body count.
I think over in Germany it was
wars.
known as the M8 because it was West Germany's official handgun.
They didn't win a war.
No, but they got the Berlin Wall down.
Listen, I saw Tom Hanks blow up a fucking Tiger tank with a 1911. Okay.
You gotta go with that one.
He had 45 ACP Raufoss.
He had sticky bombs on the tank.
Yes, he did, actually.
Personally, I will take the CZ-75.
Listen, Vin Diesel died because he didn't grab his 1911 fast enough.
No, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, of the three choices, I would either go the 1911 or I would probably go the SIG P226 just because, hey, you can get it in 357 SIG.
I'd still go with the Beretta, honestly. I really like them.
Listen, that doesn't mean I don't have a Beretta 92 anyways. I do. I just have a 92S. I've got a 92S
version.
I've got a 92S. I've got a 1911. I don't have a 226, but I've got a 229, which is just the compact version.
I have a 2011. I have a Beretta 81, which I know that's a joke.
Yeah.
And I don't own any SIGs.
So
I have multiple SIGs, 4 or 5 of them.
So
I have a 92X technically.
Yeah.
I will admit though, and I think the 226 and the 229 are the same, right? It's just one's a 40 and one's a 9, right?
No. The 226 is full size. The 229 is just the compact version.
Okay. Because every time I go to a gun show, I put my hands on a 229 Elite with the rosewood grips that go all the way around the back
That is
strap.
a nice one.
Yeah,
That is
those
the
are nice.
nicest feeling pistol I've ever held.
Yeah.
Like that grip feels so nice.
I've got the 229 DAC. I love it. Yes, it's the railed version because you gotta have rails, right?
Sure.
But that's mine. Now here's the thing. I own a 1911. I own a 229, and I own a Beretta 92. So I've got, it may not be an M9 specifically, but it's still a Beretta 92 for all intents and purposes. So technically,
I had the 1951.
No, I've got the 92S.
Okay.
The Italian surplus.
Yeah.
He's got
the surplus.
The weird button on the bottom.
Yeah. Actually, I don't have the weird button on the bottom because I made the mistake of taking that damn thing apart.
Oh, you see that? Hey, see, I'm glad I picked the Beretta. Even Travis said it. A Beretta saved everyone at Nakatomi Plaza from terrorists.
Yeah. No, Travis T is absolutely right on that. But again, out there in the chat, for those of you listening, what would be your favorite? Would you go with the M9 or Beretta 92? Would you go with the 1911? Or would you go with the 229? Let us know.
Poll.
I'm going to do the poll.
That's a good poll. I mean, honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. I sort of split the difference. Mine's a 10 millimeter 2011 double stack, so but I got the
better version.
You got the longer, better version, yes. Yes,
for a lot less money.
Well, less than its MSRP. I mean, I got a good deal on mine. That's why I bought it.
I got a smoking deal on mine. That's why I bought it.
There we go. I
bought it just to annoy you.
Hang on, I gotta go vote. Okay.
I've got the poll out there for everyone. Okay, we got a vote in for Beretta 92 M9.
Guilty.
We got one for 226.
Isn't it a shame that I voted for a gun I don't even own?
I don't own a 226.
Well, this is the fun segment of the show. Okay, we get some more viewer interaction, and we have a conversation.
Okay,
question
so why
is, Warsaw, do you have a check gun? Because I see he's saying it, but has he got one?
We gotta flex on everybody. Raise your hand if you have an RPK.
Ooh. I can answer that question.
Me too.
I have an AK. I just don't have an RPK.
Better yet, Raise your hand if you have a crank. Oh, wait. I
can do that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Sort of.
You have an AKP.
Kind of.
It's different.
Yeah.
It looks like a crank.
No.
Yeah, it's got the booster and everything. I even got the Bin Laden magazines in it.
Wait. I got it.
Mhm.
I got this.
All right.
Raise your hand if you have an M1 Grand that's been touched by Mark Novak.
Oh.
Oh.
Well done. Well done.
Wait. One more.
Don't do it. I'll show off my Milsurp wall.
Raise your hand if you have an M14 that was also touched by Mark Novak.
Okay.
Yep. That's right.
Raise your hand if you were touched inappropriately by Mark Novak.
No, I wasn't.
Only he can do that.
Only Mark can do that.
No, only you can raise your hand.
No.
So you got to find out what he really meant by being well hung.
No, Sean. Everything was consensual.
So you told him you can't rape the
doesn't
willing.
mean it's not inappropriate.
No, come on.
No, he told him he can't rape the willing. Okay, so listen, while they're doing that poll, let's have a little fun. We're not going to say what it is because now we know what it is, but show off that picture and see if anyone in the audience can guess that thing you and I and Scott talked about all day today.
All right.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull that out because we saw this. It was a 3D printed monstrosity, but we finally figured out. Me and Sean finally figured out what it was. But,
I think collectively amongst the three of us, after we banged our heads together enough, we all sort of figured out
so,
elements of it.
This is what we were taught. We were looking at because Scott found this in one of the channels he frequents, and we were like, what is that? What is that? And
that's no moon.
That's no moon. But let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for everybody.
I can tell you for a fact that is not a Dutch Beaumont Batali.
Let's see.
No, that is not.
No,
that should be better. But
I
what
can also
is
tell you that is not an RPK.
Yeah. But that I think that is in 7.62x39.
I think you are correct.
Yeah.
Well, Warsaw, I don't own 3. I own 2 Chinese guns.
3, 2.
I own 3.
Actually, I guess I could say that the very first gun that was ever in my
No,
family's
I actually
possession
do.
was Chinese.
I actually do own 3 Chinese guns.
Or the
I
first
forget that
long-
SKS that's in pieces.
Ooh.
What's up with your SKS?
I need somebody to fix the trigger pack. And then I need to find a stock.
Henry is looking for an SKS barreled action with no stock because he wants to build a bullpup, which most people won't like, but that's why I want a broken one so I can make a bullpup out of it.
Yeah.
I have plans.
All right, so we're looking at this image, and it kind of looks like an MG42. It kind of, but if you look closely, what do you see?
I don't give them clues. We just want them to see what they think it is.
Okay.
See, you thought it looked like an MG42 because of the top cover. I had argued that it looked like an M60 because an M60 top cover is a copy of an MG42 top cover.
They're literally identical. It's true.
And then we talked about that input ramp, that feed right there, which would have been the right size for an M60. But then you very correctly pointed out those bullets look awfully short. We're not going to say what caliber.
Travis T already figured it out.
Travis T figured it out.
Yeah. Well done, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, it only took us a few hours. Actually, I think we were trying to say specifically what it was, but yeah.
The thing is, if you look at the trigger pack on it, that's an AR-15 style trigger pack on it.
Well, the safety is.
No, the trigger too.
The trigger is too. Look at the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
the pin layout. Okay.
Look at the pin layout.
Sure, I'm with you.
Okay, so that's what because I don't know if you know, but most semi-automatic MG42s use the pistol grip trigger pack that uses just AR-15 the AR-15 semi-auto trigger pack.
For simplicity.
also
reliability.
reliability, and to tell the ATF, hey, we're using semi-auto parts.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I think the more fun part of today when we were doing this is without even looking at the insides of it, I think we all agreed that for sure that guy used a plastic cog metal rail kit.
Oh yeah,
because
no,
you can see those holes along the inside of that receiver. That's where
yes, yeah, that's what I was. That was the second thing. He inverted the whole thing, and just like, well, it's ridiculous, it's crazy, but you know what? I kind of like it. Honestly,
And you know who I'm going to send that image to just to spam him with it?
Zeke.
No.
Zeke. Send it to Zeke.
Nope. Brandon Herrera.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Wait, no. Who was that dude who had a 50 blow up in his face? Tennessee Ballistics, right?
No, Kentucky Ballistics.
Send it to him.
Yeah. No. What you should subtitle it, Scott, is, hey, this thing came out before the AK-50.
See, let's go ahead and tell everybody what we thought it was, because in all honesty, what I thought I was looking at was an M77 barrel, which was a 308 chambered AK Zastava, with what you pointed out very correctly was an AK gas block upside down with the piston.
And the piston charging handle, because you can tell
the
it right
reason
there.
I didn't think it was an MG42 was because that gas block sits too low in an MG42's forend is very skinny, very sleek. So I was like, it can't be that.
Right. Also, MG42 is a roller delayed blowback, similar to like SETME and the HK91.
And then the thickness of that receiver screamed M60E2 to me.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the very back, it's unfinished. Whereas that really weird clubfoot stock thing on an M60 would basically
but
fix.
But then I pointed out how short the ammo was compared to.
Yes. That and the belt links should have been a dead giveaway what caliber that was. And our belt links don't look like that.
And since I'm still screen sharing, then I turned it around like this, and we found out that it was just an AK.
Oh, when you held it upside down? Yeah. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's really familiar.
It looks more familiar now.
Yeah. Somebody took a PSA furniture ready AK and made that.
See? So but either way, it was a cool image, and I'm glad that Scott shared that with us, because it was certainly a good exercise. So
now, if that was an RPD, Travis, I'd be bragging about how I spent $2,000 with Atlantic Firearms buying an RPD kit. Now I'm looking for somebody to build it.
Right. All right. So
that is on my to-do list.
We're done with that one, so we're going back to normal. All right. So with the poll, I'm gonna shut it down now. We've got like 13 votes. There's only 11, 12 people watching. So there you go.
The poll-ish hammer is here.
The poll is ending right now.
Right. Who won?
1911 won.
Damn it. 14 votes now. So. Well, I don't have a problem with that.
The 1911, 50% took 50% of the vote. The Beretta M9, the Beretta 92 M9 took 28% of the vote, and the P226 took 21% of the vote. 2
world wars. Can't go wrong.
The M9, though, has also been in second longest service, as well as the 1911.
Yeah.
Doesn't
it's
matter.
Still in some capacities, it's still in service.
Wasn't it a war that won?
No. Well, no, actually, that's not right. That's not true, Sean. Desert Storm.
We didn't win that.
Yeah, we did.
No, we just announced that. We announced that military operations had ceased. We didn't win. More people died during the occupation than actually during the war.
How about Black Hawk Down?
Okay,
that is so not a victory.
Okay. How about Bosnia? We can call a victory there.
No, it wasn't an official war. They were all police actions.
Oh my god!
It was blue helmets and NATO bullshit.
All right, Grenada.
Oh, you mean what's happening in Ukraine?
Yes.
Ukraine.
Yes, we're not technically involved in that. We're not
involved in that one.
I have from a pretty reliable source that there are Marines on the ground.
Right, but the fact is if
Biden didn't send them. I'll tell you that.
First, we send weapons to our ally for years. And then, at the last second, then we jump in and liberate the shit out of the country and then claim that we won! We did it for you.
Hey, nice try.
So we will win World War III.
Hello, Warsaw. How are you doing?
I'm pissed. Can I rant?
No.
Oh, wait. You can rant if you do it in Artisan Townie's voice.
No, don't
He's
make fun
here.
of
Good evening. I see him in there. He's right. The 1911 does feel better in the hand than 1992. He's absolutely right.
Be nice to Tony. Otherwise,
That's why
I
I said, hey, imitation is the finest form of flattery. That's why I said, do it in his voice.
All right.
Anyway.
If it's Second Amendment related, can I rant, please?
No, because we're getting ready to close it down now because it's been an hour.
Seriously?
All right.
You're kidding.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
it.
no, we only run an hour.
Let him rant. He's running out of time.
Maxine Waters has thus stated that the Second Amendment does not guarantee the right to own a firearm.
Really?
So you know what? Oh yeah, how the woman that says that incite violence and also cause riots.
Go
fuck
to a
yourself.
gasoline station and you raise a, what did she say? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So, okay, if she says that it's not your constitutional right, does that prove she's illiterate? Like, can she not read? Because I'm pretty sure it says the right of the people to keep and bear arms.
Yeah,
Verbatim.
Pretty sure history, text, and tradition doesn't say anything about gun bans.
Well, you know, her opinion means jack all unless she puts it in using an inkwell pen, ink, and puts it on parchment paper and delivers it to me by a guy on a horse.
Oh, don't forget about hand printing it on a manual printing press.
No, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. Only Benjamin Franklin was allowed to do that because he owned the company.
He didn't own the patent, though.
Yeah. But Maxine Waters, go fuck yourself.
Obviously,
she's just no. You know, that's not
Explain me how someone gets elected in Congress for a district that they don't live in.
Yeah. How does that
I'd love for
Sheila
Maxine to
Jackson
explain
Lee.
that.
I
No,
thought you were talking about
Maxine
Sheila
Waters,
Jackson Lee in my city.
because she represents Compton. She don't live in Compton.
Yeah, she don't live in Compton. I'll tell you that right now.
What's the old joke about 100 lawyers at the bottom of the seat?
Who was the other one that was?
What's Congress mostly made up of?
Lawyers.
Who's the one that was responsible for Baltimore?
Oh,
Elijah Cummings.
Bowser?
It was Elijah Cummings.
yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. Very hypocritical, and I say, why don't you read the fucking document, bitch?
It's not a very good rant, though, is it? I mean, all she's doing is helping our side prove that she's illiterate or just incredibly stupid.
She's stupid. Just like UFC got arrested, by the way, today. She got fucking
I
arrested.
know, but she's the kind of person
It's certainly
who just pat
not
on the
worthy
head.
of rants and raves.
It's certainly not worthy. And on that note, I think we are going to wrap things up. And we'll be back. We'll be back again next week. And if Sean or Scott want to jump in again, they are more than welcome to.
Leave a comment on the new intro if you guys like it or not. If you have a channel and you want one like that made for yours, let me know. We might be able to help you out.
Mm-hmm. So, Scott, final words of wisdom?
Screw the government.
Okay, I'll take that one. Sean, final words of wisdom.
Always wash your hands before eating chicken nuggets.
So true. So
There's
true.
an Army or an Air Force guy told me that because he had to clean the bladders of the bathrooms in an AC-130.
Ooh. Warsaw, final words of wisdom that comes from you directly and not a computer-generated Warsaw.
Would you rather have me speak in Chinese?
You know, if you do it manually without a computer, sure.
I did it for him.
I was sarcastic, by the way. You took me seriously.
I did it. I did it for you on your
All
behalf.
I'm gonna say is ni hao.
All right, I'm gonna say something here. America, do not fall like Canada.
We have too many guns for that.
We have too many guns for that.
No, but by paper, we're kind of slowly becoming like them.
Yeah,
I'm talking the legislation that's being proposed all the time now.
Oh, we know.
I have it on good authority that, because I know several people who live there, if you ever want to know what Canada was like before liberalism took over, go to Alberta, because they don't seem to care about anything the government tells them to do anyway.
Yeah, but
Kind of like
from,
people in Utah.
Yeah, but people from Alberta are assholes.
No, they're pretty laid back, actually. Some of the best car channels on YouTube.
Wait, isn't Alberta French?
They're certainly not.
No, that's Quebec. That's Quebec.
I was about to say they're certainly not Quebec because they are assholes.
And didn't we talk about that this morning? About
they don't even like other Canadians.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
I'm not making fun of Canada, but you cannot use that as an example of political uniformity. Because if you look at the way that Canada is structured, it's just like South Africa. If you look at South Africa, we talked about this morning. It was a joke, but if you look at South Africa, there's this big hole in the east side of the country, and you think, wow, that must be a really big lake. But then if you look at a map, it's actually another country called Lesotho, and it just kind of sits smack dab in the middle of South Africa, much to their annoyance, I suspect. If you look at Canada, it's kind of the same way. It's like Canada is a country that recognizes the authority of the crown, and then all of a sudden, smack dab in the middle, you have Quebec. What the fuck?
Well, believe it or not, Canada has terrorists in their Quebec.
Of course they do.
They're called the Quebecois.
They literally bombed buildings and killed people in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
So and then the IRA.
And then
they're the Canadian IRA.
Yeah. Oh. And then they tried to the people in Quebec tried to take Quebec away from Canada, and back in like the 60s or 70s, and the Canadian Army just rolled in with tanks and said no.
They don't even they have tanks like us.
Yes, they were Canadian versions of American tanks. Yes.
Actually, you know what else we talked about this morning that's pretty poignant? Do you want to know how screwed up the world is right now? We have world leaders who look like they're better suited to be underwear models on a Neiman Marcus catalog than they are running NATO and Canada. Think about that for a second.
I don't want to.
And I'm not saying there's a genetic connection, but if you put a picture of Canada's current prime minister next to a certain Cuban dictator, they kind of look alike.
A dead Cuban dictator.
But you compare him to who his father is supposed to be, and they look nothing alike.
No, they don't. And with
there's pictures of his parents hanging.
Are we talking about Prince Harry again?
No.
Well, that's a different story for a different night, isn't it?
Oh shit! I forgot the guy's name now. The well-spoken man.
Yeah. And with that, we will, always keep one in the chamber. What else? Give them the bird. Stick a fork in her. She's done. Shall not be infringed.
I'll be back on Friday for the War Room.
And we'll see you guys later. And if I can get there soon enough, I'll try and do a Friday Night Strike this week. But if not, we'll be back on the War Room on Friday. And we'll be back for Hit or Miss next week as well. So with that, thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss. How do I turn this damn thing off?
Say goodnight, Gracie.
The purple button.
What about that switch? Is it the switch?
Don't flip that switch. It's gonna blow up.
What is this button?